Next we will discuss about the properties of colloidal solution. Properties of colloidal solution. Properties of colloidal solution. First we will discuss about Tyndall effect. So first we will discuss about Tyndall effect. So before going to Tyndall effect, let us draw the diagram of Tyndall effect. So we will draw the diagram of Tyndall effect. So let us draw the diagram of Tyndall effect. Tyndall effect is shown by the colloidal particle. So, what is Tyndall effect? Tyndall effect is shown by the colloidal particle, and it is the scattering of the light from the colloidal surface. When light of certain wavelength falls on the colloidal particle, the light is scattered and a Tyndall cone is formed. Cone-like structure is formed. Tyndall cone is formed. So, Tyndall effect is the permanent or it is the phenomenon of scattering of light by colloidal particle, as a result of which the path becomes visible. So, the path becomes visible when it is shown or it is seen under microscope. The path becomes visible and a Tyndall cone is formed. A cone-like structure is formed and this path becomes visible. And colloidal particle has the ability. Colloidal particle ଭିତରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ light of certain wavelength pass କରାଯାଏ, that light is scattered by the colloidal particle and a Tyndall cone is formed, which is seen by a microscope. In place of colloidal solution, if you take true solution, then light is not scattered by the true solution, because true solution has particle size very less in comparison to colloidal solution. So the colloidal solution jagare true solution nova, then that particle of the true solution cannot scatter the light, or light cannot be scattered by the particle of the true solution. It can only be scattered by the particle of the colloidal solution. So let us explain the instrumentation details. So this is the arc lamps which can supply the light of certain wavelength. This is the possible path of the light. When this light falls on the colloidal solution, when the light passes through the colloidal solution, the path becomes visible and a Tyndall cone is formed. Path becomes visible and a Tyndall cone is formed, which is seen by the microscope. So Tyndall effect is the scattering of the light by the particle of the colloidal solution. So the scattering of light is not due to the simply reflection. Scattering of light is not due to simply reflection, as the size of the particle is smaller than the size of the wavelength of the light. So it is only due to the scattering of light, not due to the reflection of light. Okay. So next, factors affecting the Tyndall effect. Factor affecting the Tyndall effect, first is the wavelength of the light. Wavelength of the light used should be smaller. Wavelength of the light should be smaller so that more is the scattering. If light of bigger wavelength falls, the scattering percentage of scattering is less. So wavelength of the light should be smaller than, so the scattering efficiency will increase. Larger the size of the colloidal particle, more is the scattering. So scattering efficiency also depends upon the size of the colloidal particle. If the colloidal particle size বেশি রহিব তাহলে scattering better আসবে। যদি colloidal particle size ছোট হইব তাহলে scattering কম আসবে। Similarly, light ର wavelength ছোট হওয়া দরকার যার ফলে scattering অধিক আসে। Light র wavelength বেশি হলে scattering কম আসে। Next, number 3 point, refractive index of the dispersed phase and dispersion medium should be more. Colloidal particle is dissolved in a particular dispersion medium. So, the refractive index of the solvent by dispersion medium in which colloidal particle is dispersed. Colloidal particle is the dispersed phase. It is solute, so it is dissolved in a particular dispersion medium. So for better scattering bhalo haba pai gele dispersion refractive index of the dispersion medium should be more. Okay, next come to application. Application of Tyndall effect. So Tyndall effect distinguish between true solution and colloidal solution, because Tyndall effect is shown by colloidal solution and it is not shown by true solution. So the solution amar colloidal solution ki true solution janiya pai gele tapre tame Tyndall effect ko experiment kariba. The Tyndall cone formation hala ame koi pariba that solution is colloidal solution. Jodi Tyndall cone formation নহলা আমি কই পারিবা that solution is true solution. So Tyndall effect distinguishes between true solution and colloidal solution. So this is about Tyndall effect. The Tyndall effect, the summary is when light of certain wavelength pass through a colloidal solution and the path of the light is shown under microscope, then a colored Tyndall cone is formed, and this is known as Tyndall effect. It depends upon the size of the colloidal particle and wavelength of the light used. दीटा फैक्टर डिपेंड करे गोटे फैक्टर होची colloidal particle साइज केते आ हमें जो लाइट पकोचे लाइट फोकस करोचे से लाइट रो wavelength. So lesser is the wavelength of the light, more is the scattering. Similarly, larger is the size of the colloidal particle, more is the scattering. Or efficiency of Tyndall effect is increased. Next come to Brownian movement. First the diagram of Brownian movement. So, what is Brownian movement? So, when light falls on the colloidal particle, the zigzag motion of the colloidal particle is shown. ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ colloidal particle ରେ light pass କରିବା ତାହେଲେ colloidal particle ଗୋଟେ zigzag movement ରେ motion କରୁଛି. But the zigzag movement of the colloidal particle, when those particles are seen under light, or we can say when colloidal particle is seen under light, a zigzag movement or zigzag motion of light is seen. This is known as Brownian movement. This is known as Brownian movement. So, Brownian movement refers to the zigzag motion of the haphazard motion of the colloidal particle when seen under light. That is called Brownian movement. So, it has been found by ultramicroscope that colloidal particles are in constant motion. Colloidal particles are in constant motion or rapid zigzag motion called Brownian movement. So this Brownian movement of colloidal particle is due to the rapid movement or rapid zigzag motion of the colloidal particle, and it is first observed by Robert Brown. Robert Brown, a scientist who discovered Brownian movement. It is first noticed by Robert Brown. So it is known as Brownian movement. The movement slow down, the Brownian movement slow हो जाए जदि colloidal particle रो size increase करे, यदि particle size बढ़े जिवो, ताले जो rate रे zigzag motion होतला, से rate का सही rate रो zigzag motion होई कि slow rate रे zigzag motion हो. So Brownian movement decreases if the size of the colloidal particle increases. So Brownian movement decreases if the size of the colloidal particle increases. And this zigzag motion is due to zigzag motion. This zigzag motion is due to the unequal bombardment of the dispersion medium on the colloidal particle. Colloidal particle is dispersed phase. So dispersion medium is dispersion medium सहित एक dispersed phase बा colloidal particle रो जो unequal bombardment होची, ये unequal bombardment जोगु Brownian movement होची. colloidal particle होची dispersed phase, से गोटे particular solvent और dispersion medium भीतर थाए, तो dispersion medium सहित colloidal particle रो जो unequal bombardment होची, बासे बा unequal attraction by repulsion by interaction होची, ये unequal interaction जोगु zigzag motion create होची. That zigzag motion is called Brownian movement. A zigzag motion first discovered by Robert Brown. So according to the name of the Robert Brown, it is known as Brownian movement. If the size of the colloidal particle increases, then zigzag motion, the rate of zigzag motion decreases. So Brownian movement decreases with the increase in the size of the colloidal particle. So this is about Brownian movement. Next, electrophoresis and electroosmosis. Electrophoresis electroosmosis. Electrophoresis and electroosmosis. So what is electrophoresis and what is electroosmosis? So first we have to draw a diagram of electrophoresis. So let us draw the diagram for electrophoresis. Let us draw the diagram for electrophoresis. So this experiment is done to detect the charge in the colloidal particle. So how can you detect the charge on colloidal particle? So to detect the charge on the colloidal particle, electrophoresis experiment is done. So what is electrophoresis? It is only the migration of the colloidal particle. It is only the, but it refers to the migration of the colloidal particle either towards the positive electrode or towards the negative electrode. But a colloidal particle positive electrode or migrate kari pare or gote colloidal particle negative electrode or madhya migrate kari pare. So let us see the experiment details. Suppose you take a negatively charged colloidal particle in a U-shaped tube. This is U-shaped tube. You take a negatively charged colloidal particle in the U-shaped tube and solvent is water. The colloidal particle is negative charge. Solvent is water. And see the positive electrode. This is negative electrode. So a positive electrode is taken here. A negative electrode is also collected here. And colloidal particle is negative charge. And solvent or dispersion medium is water. And this is the path to introduce colloidal particle in the U-shaped tube. This is the path to introduce colloidal particle in the U-shaped tube. This is negative electrode, this is positive electrode. So by connecting the positive electrode with negative electrode, it is seen that colloidal particles are migrating towards the positive electrode. Means colloidal particles are negatively charged. So in place of negatively charged, if you put positively charged colloidal particle, then reverse migration takes place. So electrophoresis means migration of charged colloidal particle. Migration of negatively charged colloidal particle or migration of positively charged colloidal particle towards opposite electrode. यदि हमें नेगेटिवली चार्ज colloidal particle ले दिबा और से माइग्रेट करिवो पॉजिटिव इलेक्ट्रोड हमें यदि पॉजिटिवली चार्ज colloidal particle ले दिबा और से माइग्रेट करिवो नेगेटिव इलेक्ट्रोड. So it is the migration of either positively charged colloidal particle towards the negative electrode and negatively charged colloidal particle towards positive electrode. हमें suppose एक colloidal particle ले जे तार चार्ज जानी है हमें how can we say the colloidal particle is negative charge if there is decrease in the concentration of colloidal particle in the negative side means negatively charged colloidal particle is migrating. If there is decrease in the concentration of colloidal particle in the positive electrode side means they are migrating towards the negative electrode. So electrophoresis is an experiment to detect the charge on the colloidal particle. Okay, this is called electrophoresis, which refers to the migration of the colloidal particle. So next, application of electrophoresis. So this principle is used for the determination of charge. This principle is used for the determination of charge in the colloidal particle. This principle is also used for removal of carbon from smoke. Smoke रे कार्बन रही है तो इलेक्ट्रोफोरेसिस प्रिंसिपल द्वारा हमें से कार्बन को सेपरेट कर पाइबा. It is also used in the electro deposition of rubber. It is also used in the electro deposition of rubber. This is about electrophoresis. Next, electroosmosis. Electroosmosis. So this is the reverse case. The movement of the dispersion medium, not the collider particle. एटी इलेक्ट्रोफोरेसिस है collider particle movement करता है. Dispersion medium বা solvent fixed होता है. What is electroosmosis? It is the movement of the dispersion medium or solvent under the influence of electric field. So under the influence of electric field, it is the movement of the dispersion medium. So the movement of the dispersion medium under the influence of electric field when the dispersed particles are prevented from moving. Dispersed particle বা collider particle को fix रखिकी तार movement को prevent करिकी हमें dispersion medium को particle को movement करे पाले तले हमें ता कहबा electroosmosis. So it is the reverse of electrophoresis. So as the dispersion medium have equal and opposite charge, the dispersion medium ro equal and opposite charge रहुची dispersed phase सहित बा collider particle सहित. So the dispersion medium will move in opposite direction to the dispersed phase. एठी dispersion medium movement करूची dispersed phase fixed होची जेतु बा collider particle fixed होची collider particle जो solvent रे dissolve हेतुवा से solvent बा से dispersion medium movement करूची जेतु dispersion medium रो charge equal and opposite to that of the dispersed phase तार dispersion medium रो movement का opposite रहिबो dispersed phase value. So this is the electrophoresis. Electroosmosis is the reverse of electrophoresis. So conclusion is in electrophoresis dispersed phase moves, but in electroosmosis dispersion medium moves under the influence of electric field. Under the influence of electric field.